I'm Jack Otter, Executive Editor.
And I'm Ray Martin, Special Contributor.
In today's reality check, there are faint signals the economy is improving, but there's big trouble brewing on the local level, and you won't like what it means for you. So Ray, the stock market is cruising along nicely. Unemployment has actually dipped into single digits, just barely. There are a few signs that things are on the mend, but there's a time bomb that is just starting to go off at the state and local level.
Yeah, you're absolutely right on, the stock market will lead the economy, and, people say, well, why does the stock market go up first? It kind of has predictive investors and placing their bets on where they think things are going. Then you see the public economy moving up, hopefully firming a little bit here. But state and local governments are going to be the last to recover here. And actually, they're probably just hitting the worst of the brunt of the financial crisis there. And why is that? And that's because you have tax payments that lag and revenue shortfalls that lag. And then the budget process by state and local governments is always typically working a year behind the curve here. So you're just having some massive problems hitting them now, and then some other just structural problems with state expenses as well versus the revenues that they've imploded there.
Well, my very first job as a reporter, I remember working the cop shop, covering that beat, and finding out that these guys would retire at 40, 42, with full benefits, and they'd go out and they'd get a second career. And I thought, wow, how does that work? Who pays for that?
Yeah, you're actually touching on a major problem now, entitlement payments. The pension benefits of state and local governments, you're talking police, fire, teachers, and school administrators. Those benefits that are paid to retirees and future obligations paid are somewhere in the neighborhood of a $2 trillion liability out there. And with stock market values having fallen, assets in pension funds have fallen, or many states had underfunded pensions, the worst being the likes of Massachusetts, Rhode Island, California, Illinois, where their pensions might be only funded 80% to 55% here. And the problem is those payments will be made, but there's no assets or revenue to back them up fully. So states are going to have to raise taxes, or they're going to have to cut services, or they're going to have to borrow more money.
So we know our taxes are going up and our services are going down. As an investor, can I make up for any of this?
Well, really what you're talking about is individuals who invest in bonds or bond funds. And I'm telling people who are investing in individual municipal bonds, you really need to be careful as those bonds mature or roll off your ladder portfolio. You want to look at buying new bonds in your portfolio that are backed by essential services, revenues from essential services such as water and sewer, as opposed to general obligation bonds, or as opposed to bonds backed by school districts or even hospital bonds. You want to stay away from those. But also in your portfolio, think about the risk of rising rates. That's another thing that bond investors are going to have to deal with here. And your bond strategy should be looking at bond funds that invest in floating rate bonds or floating rate high yield bonds.
Which will go up as interest rates rise.
And can, absolutely. And a bond fund will have the power to be able to buy those. They're kind of difficult for individuals to buy enough of those for themselves. And also look at global bond funds or emerging market bond funds, and buying a little bit of those type of funds in your bond portfolio, and even a total return bond fund like offered by PIMCO and Vanguard.
And let Bill Gross do the picking for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And think about that. So it's not just as simple as buying those general obligation municipal bonds, individual bonds anymore now. You're going to have to spread it around and think about a variety of problems here that could come back to get you.
It's never easy.
That's right.
And that's your reality check. Thanks for watching.